Hello everyone, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. My name is Nicole Laird, and today I will be talking about coral reefs. Coral reefs are some of the most important ecosystems on the planet due to their high biodiversity and productivity. The most well-known reef would be the Great Barrier Reef located in Australia. Unfortunately, over the past couple decades, the reef has undergone 6 mass bleachings, with the most recent being in 2021 and 2022, where 91% of the reef was affected by high heat temperatures and heat stress. When ocean temperatures rise and the ocean becomes more acidic, coral will expel their zooxanthale, which gives them their color and nutrients, and if they are unable to get them back, they will experience mortality. This was especially concerning during the 2021 to 2022 year because it was considered a La Nina year, which is typically associated with cooler climate conditions and water temperatures. However, the coral were still exposed to prolonged heat. The first of the 6 mass bleachings would have been in 1998, where the majority of the reef experienced moderate to high severity of bleaching, which would include a higher risk of mortality. 4 years later, in 2002, 54%, over half of the overall reef, was affected by bleaching. Then, 4 years later, again in 2006, 39% mortality of reef flats and 32% of mortality on reef slopes, meaning that the reef experienced at least 1/3 mortality. The bleachings from 2008 to 2011 are not counted in the 6 mass bleachings because they were not due to high temperature but freshwater incursion from the extreme flooding in Australia those years. But back to the 6 in 2016, there was a 22% mortality rate over the entire reef, and it is considered the most widespread and severe on record. 2017 was also severe, mostly because it was back-to-back with the 2016 bleaching, meaning that the reef did not have proper time to recover. So what are some of the after effects of bleaching? Well, looking at the 2016 bleaching, a year after, there was a 51% cover reduction, meaning that over half the reef was lost. This led to a decline of coral feeding fish because they now had less resources to feed on, and without these coral feeding fish and other organisms that could no longer survive, the reef had to undergo trophic restructuring to fill in the gaps it was now missing. So what can people do? Reducing carbon footprints is going to be one of the most important, reducing emissions of carbon through public transportation, recycling, and other means. Reef-safe sunscreen, as many chemicals in sunscreen can harm reefs and their organisms. And lastly, volunteering with coral conservation groups such as at the University of Miami, where they will grow coral and place it out into the ocean to replace what has been lost. And lastly, these are the sources that I used. So thank you and enjoy.